A Voice from the Past, Words of Encouragement During a Time of War, Part 2, from my Rebbe, from my teacher, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz. After talking about the importance of the study of Torah and the support of the study of Torah, each on their own level, each person applying their minds to Torah thoughts and Torah ideas as one of the protective mechanisms of the Jewish people, he moves on to the second strategy, which is tefillah, prayer, davening. And please don't ever underestimate how powerful, how potent, how helpful your prayer, your tefillah is in God's eyes and in God's heart and in God's mind. Never think other people are doing it. What is the good of my davening? I'm just a single little person. I'm not the greatest human being. I'm not the greatest rabbi. Is it really that important? Each one of us has the power to change the course of destiny through the power of tefillah, the power of prayer. And Reb Chaim points out that in the Battle of Midian, we talk about in Bamidbar, when the Jewish people faced the nation of Midian in battle, the Torah talks about setting aside elef lamateh, elef lamateh. The Torah says twice, 1,000 per tribe, 1,000 per tribe. And Reb Chaim brings the medrash that says, why is the word 1,000 repeated twice? Because there were two communities of 1,000 each per tribe. One community was a community of soldiers who were going to go out to battle, and one was a community of people who were dedicated to prayer. And Reb Chaim points out, it's 1 for 1. If 1,000 people are going out to battle, you need 1,000 people to pray, 1,000 people to daven. And perhaps there's some meaning in that, in the sense of we're each davening parallel to one particular soldier. There's one soldier whose life is in our hands, whose success, whose ability to do their job for us is to some degree under our influence, in the fact that our prayers, the Tehillim that we say, the Psalms we say, the prayers we say, the extent to which from the depths of our hearts we turn to God and we ask God to protect our soldier, our special soldier, to protect all of our soldiers and to protect the Jewish people at this difficult time. Those prayers, each one of our prayers, are potent and powerful within themselves, but they also join together. They come together and they amplify one another, and they weave together in this magnificent tapestry of tefillah, of prayer, that comes before God, and God responds to the beauty of our prayer. So let us not underestimate the power of our prayer. The Reb Chaim also brought the medrash that the flood at the time of Noah is called Mei Noach, the floods of Noach. And he says, it wasn't the floods of Noach. He didn't do it. He didn't cause it. Why is it called the flood of Noach? And Reb Chaim explains, because, as the Medrash says, because he ought to have prayed and didn't pray sufficiently. He took care of himself and his family, and he made sure that the ark was ready and that they were able to go. And he tried to do what he could do. And of course, he must have prayed, but not enough, implying that there was some culpability on the part of Noah, that he could have prevented that tragedy of the flood with his own prayer. One man's prayers could have changed the course of history had he done his bit in terms of tefillah. And so Reb Chaim Shmulevitz appealed to everybody during the time of those difficult early days of the Yom Kippur War, and exactly the same applies to us today. Don't underestimate your ability, and it doesn't have to be formal prayers that you do when you're in shul davening. Prayers anytime, prayers that come from deep within your heart, prayers for our hostages, prayers for our soldiers, prayers for the people who've been displaced from their homes in Israel, prayer for the families of soldiers who've died, of people who were lost on October the 7th, prayer for the people who have been wounded and the families of those who have been wounded. Prayer for the nation of Israel, not just in Israel, but all over the world. Have them in your heart, have them on your mind all the time, and dedicate some time each and every day just to pause and reflect deeply to the point of being moved to tears as you think of them, as you pray for them, as you plead to Hashem to turn our fortunes for the good and to bring about very successful outcome of these difficult times that will lead us into a period of joy, prosperity, and progress.